And actually, I might take a couple minutes today to talk about to talk about my TCL 10 Pro. I've been using it now for the past couple of days, and there are some good things about it. There are some not so good things about it. I ended up taking pictures over the weekend because I'm currently working on a camera comparison video versus my Pixel 4, and then when I get time, I'm going to do it with the iPhone 11 Pro. But yeah, I have a few thoughts on the phone. It's there again. It has a few pluses and it has a few not so good pluses, but we'll talk about that. Maybe I'll talk about that after this, after I go through chat, because I didn't care for that skin at all on my TCL 10 Pro, and the very first thing I did was mod it, not mod it, but kind of just change things up on it for a bit. And I'm going to talk about that. Grant says, really, everyone's saying the TCL 10 is pretty much stock Android. I don't know. And you know what? Maybe because I am such a purist. Here's the thing, Grant, is I've been using my Pixel 4 for so long now without any other Android. I mean, the only other Android I have other than my Pixel 4 right now is my OnePlus 6T, and I haven't really used that in a while. So going from my Pixel 4 for the last since what, October, and then getting this TCL, it's nothing like stock Android, at least to me. Here's the thing about this TCL 10 Pro. I I think the build quality is really great on this phone. I actually am very impressed with the build quality. It is a full screen. Oh shit, that's not what I meant. I turned on the flashlight. It's a full screen display, which is really nice. It has a in-display fingerprint reader. And when I first was talking about it, I had trouble unlocking the phone at first. And somebody in chat, and this is something I've done as well, is they recommended that I use my fingerprint. So what I did is I used my thumb twice, right, to unlock the phone. I put two of the same fingerprints on just my thumbs on my left and right thumbs, and that helped it a lot. The fingerprint reader is still slow, but it's very accurate. So now most of the time I just throw my thumb on there and it's fine. So when I unlock it, I can't I the when I unlock it, it's not bad. And it unlocks faster when the screen is well, see, it didn't work there, but I'm also at a weird angle. So it's not bad. The fingerprint reader is good. The screen is really nice. Build quality is really nice. Like the build quality on this, even compared to my Pixel 4, like it feels really good in the hand. Um, it has like this matte finish in the back that like fingerprints really won't get on it, and you can see it has like this color gradient, right? So it's darker at the top and then lighter at the bottom. So that's really nice. And it has, okay, here's the thing. So it has the power button is on the right side and the volume rockers are right above it. They're all premium quality feeling, but there's a physical button on the left, a customizable physical button. And here's the thing about this TCL 10 Pro. You can customize it in any way you want to give it different actions. So if I press it once, so how I customize it is when you press it once, I have the flashlight come on and you'll see it has two lights there, which is pretty cool. Um, and what I did is let me unlock it real quick. When I double tap, right? When I double so you could do it to press it once. When I double tap it, it and you see the timer go off there, that is to screen record, which is awesome because the one thing I've been waiting for on Android for Google at least is to put a screen recorder on it. So like um it'll record it and I mean I'm stopping it here. And then if I hold down, sorry, it's just I'm looking at the webcam, guys. If I hold on that physical button, right, I have assistant come up, and it's yeah doing what it's doing. So that's really nice too. Here's the thing. I don't know if you guys noticed, but if you look at my screen, it I customized it with Nova Launcher because I did not like I didn't like how it comes stock. And so what I did is I put the assistant and the search bar at the bottom. I put the icons. I added like like the pixel like date and weather. And if you notice, there is no, so when you get the TCL 10 Pro or any of the TCLs, it has a nav bar at the bottom. it doesn't have gestures on it. And if you notice, I don't have a nav bar at the bottom. I was able, and actually Brian in chat helped me with a lot of this, but I put Nova Launcher on it and I skinned it the way I wanted to, so it's nice and clean. So I was able to add Google Discover, right? And that's not something that comes stock on it either, which is great. Swipe down for notifications, swipe up for apps. I tried to make it as pixel like as possible, and gestures even work. So like let's say hold on, I'm just trying to open stuff up here. I don't know why I have this article here about Will Purdue. He's a Bulls player. But like if I swipe from the edge to go back, it'll go back to the other pages. So all of those gestures work. If I like, let's say I'm in here and then I swipe up, it'll bring me back to the home screen. So all the gestures are in there. And I used an app called FNG, which is Fluid Navigation Gestures, and that works really well. I ended up actually buying the Pro Edition because if you didn't, well, the Pro Edition just makes it seamless. It makes it more Google like. And to get the Google Discover on here, you have to use something called Nova Companion, and that's part of Nova Well, it's an addition, I think, an add-on to Nova Launcher. So as far as now the experience using it, it's really good. Here are my gripes with the TCL 10 Pro. I didn't mean to really talk about all of this today. I was actually going to make a video about it, but we're here, we're talking about it. I might as well. And so build quality is really good, display is really good, and surprisingly, with a Snapdragon Snapdragon 675, the performance isn't bad on it at all. It it is it is surprisingly good in some ways, and then when the lag comes, it will hit hard. And here's the thing, it doesn't happen often, but I've noticed it when I use Chrome. There was one point when I was using Chrome and like the phone got super hot, and then the phone started to lag. And when it lags, it becomes really noticeable. So that was an issue. And then another issue I had was the curved display on the phone. Yes, it looks nice in theory, right? I mean, but having a phone that looks nice, the sacrifice with that having a curved display are the accidental touches. The one thing that happens to me the most on this phone are the accidental touches. More often than not, I'm always fucking up on the keyboard or when I'm typing, and that doesn't leave me with a good taste in my mouth. Like I just end up Brian knows because I was talking to him, I think, in chat, and I was getting pissed off already because I was getting so tired of making mistakes on the phone, and like that was an issue for me. But I will say for someone who's more of a light user, the TCL 10 Pro with the Snap 675 is not bad, which gives me hope for the Pixel 4a with the Snapdragon 730, although I don't think it's going to have anywhere near the build quality of this TCL 10 Pro, which which leads me to the camera on this phone. The camera on this phone is okay. You guys will see the results when I put my camera comparison out. I'm working on that today, and hopefully I'll have a video out either later today or tomorrow. The camera really struggles. People have been posting, I've seen people post pictures on Twitter and Instagram of the TCL 10 Pro, and a lot of them come out good. And I think it has room for good pictures, but it also has, oh God, sometimes the pictures are awful on it. Sometimes the saturation is too much, way too much. Low light, you guys will see. We'll go through it. We'll talk about it. I'll have a separate like higher production video. But here's the thing: this is a $450 phone. This TCL 10 Pro is a $450 phone, and I have a hard time recommending it because I know that there are other phones right now that that are going to give it a good run for its money. The TCL 10 Pro, if you want a phone that has good build quality, if you want a phone that has a nice display, right, a big display, it's not bad for that price. But if like a camera is more important to you, if performance is probably more important to you, you might want to hold off. But again, I've only had it for a few days, so I haven't had all the time in the world to talk about it. But we'll see. At least these are kind of my first impressions with it, and I'm just being as transparent as I can be. I don't know if I'm missing anything else. I don't know if the lag started because I put Nova Launcher on it and I got rid of the nav bar at the bottom. I could maybe that's affecting it, but I don't know. That's my experience with it. I'll probably throw it back to stock again just to like make sure that what I'm experiencing now isn't really what's happening because of the stuff I added to it. But if that does change, I will let you guys know. So yeah, if you guys have questions though, let me know and I'll be happy to answer, especially if you're thinking about getting the phone. I'll be happy to answer those questions for you guys. Deepak says, is the TCL bloated? I thought it was almost stock. It's not bloated. And luckily there were apps that I was able to disable. There were apps I was able to uninstall. There are a couple in there that I rather not have. I mean, there's light bloat, but it's not bad. It isn't bad at all. So I wouldn't say that. Team Variga, accidental touches. It is the most. Here's the thing is when I, so oh, let me explain something to you guys. Here's the thing about these accidental touches. When you're sitting up, when I'm sitting like this and my phone is like in front of my face or whatever, for the most part it's fine. When I'm if I'm just sitting down using it one-handed, it's fine too. Here's where I had an issue, and it was when I was in bed. I know it sounds weird to talk about, but when I was laying in bed and I was laying on my back and my phone was like this, right? Like, so I was, I had the phone up. You're gripping the phone like this, right? You're gripping the phone this way. So the palms of your hands are touching the sides of the goddamn phone. When your hands are like that, sometimes when you're trying to type, it will not register because the palm of your hands are registering the size of the phone. That is where it becomes an issue. And that's where like I was losing my mind because I'm like, okay, well, I guess I can't lay on my back and use my phone. People can sit there and be like, well, don't lay on your back then. Well, fuck you. What if I want to lay on my back? Why does that have to be an issue? Why do I have to sacrifice something like that? Again, maybe if you don't lay on your back while you're using your, but I know there are some people who do. And yeah, I don't lay on my back for hours on end, but in the rare instance that I do, I mean, we sit, we stand, we lie on our side. It's just that shouldn't be an issue. I shouldn't have an issue with that. So that's another thing. You know what I like about streaming is when I make higher production videos, I can't make these longer rants about it. So this gives me the opportunity to do so. And it gives me the opportunity to tell you how I feel about it. But yeah, otherwise it's not bad. I was actually surprised how well that FNG app works, that fluid navigation gestures. It surprisingly works well for a phone that doesn't give you gestures yet. I don't know if it will eventually give you gestures, but yeah, I was able to get rid of so to get rid of that nav bar at the bottom, you actually had to ADB into I had to ADB into the phone and type a command to get rid of the nav bar, but it's pretty easy. If you guys, I don't know if you guys do ADB on your phone and you do that kind, but if you guys ever have questions on that, I'm happy to help. I've been doing that stuff for a while. I just haven't done it in a bit because lately I haven't really been messing with phones the way I used to, but now that I've been back and streaming and it's brought that like excitement back to me when it comes to phones.